Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 16th of July 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the good tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say about Friday and what energy is coming up for you. I love the back of these cards. It looks like a doorway into Narnia, this. And the green is just the color of the heart chakra, so it feels very soothing and loving. Let's see what the actual cards want to say about this day and what is coming up. Okay, so the first card is the Nine of Water, the Seven of Earth, and the Five of Water. Interesting. The Nine of Water is about manifesting your hopes and dreams, and those hopes and dreams being realized in the here and now. Usually the Nine of Water is a pub landlord who's got all these cups behind him, so the Nine of Cups, and it's a card that says that your hopes and dreams have come true. Therefore, you're able to be generous and you're able to connect with other people and to share the good things that you've achieved in your life and to really feel a sense of warmth from your life and what it's giving you, and warmth and connection from other people because you're sharing positive things. So the Nine of Water in this case is a mermaid who's got this treasure chest here, and the things that are just worth fortunes are just floating around, and there's an abundance of everything that she's ever wanted. So she's holding a key in the palm of her hand, and she really knows how to access good things in her life, and not just good things, a feeling of the infinite and infinite potential and abundance and prosperity and love. We've got all this green and blue, so there's a positive vibe happening. There's a sense of being emotionally connected, feeling loving. And the Nine of Water, because she has so much, she too can share things. So remember who you are and that you bring a lot to the table and that you have a lot of good stuff to share with other people. So you may find that someone comes to you with a problem and that you're really able to help them out with it. You may have been there yourself and you may have some experience, but ultimately it's this sense of, I care for you, I'm here for you, I'm listening to you, I support you, and I have an appreciation for what you're going through. So you're not particularly focused on the self. You really want to create a wonderful experience for other people and to share the wealth and to share the positivity. So emotionally, this really puts you in a good space. We also have the Five of Water here. So we've got a lot of water on this day, and that's all about tapping into the energy of love, being connected spiritually, and being generous in spirit and saying, I have more than enough, so why don't I share the wealth? The Seven of Earth is similar in a sense because the Seven of Earth is a card that says, I've been working towards something and I now get to a point of completion where I can harvest the good, where I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. So here we've got abundance and more than enough, and that comes from the angle of I am manifesting this. I have dreams that I want to realize. I want to share those then with other people. And the Seven of Earth says you're not overly busy trying to survive or you're not overly busy problem solving or just getting things done. You get a time out, a moment where you can actually reflect and look back and say, I have created all of this good stuff. It's now up to me to enjoy it. So it's enjoying the fruits of your own labor and really allowing yourself to have a good time with that. But then because you have more than enough and you're not rushed off your feet, you can say, who am I going to share this with and who could benefit from my experience? So it's the actual outcomes. So good news, sharing that with other people, or being in a position where you have a lot of time and you can spend it socializing or having a nice meal, but then also the wealth of experience that actually got you to this position. So if you know someone who's still trying to manifest a certain type of life, they are just starting out on their new career, or they want to create something in terms of their living situation or relationships, and you actually have got to that position, then you can tell the other person how you did that. And you can say, these are the steps I took, and this is the outcome that was successful for me. So why don't you try that? And on the other side of things, if someone has got to a point of completion and they're very comfortable and they've got everything that they want in their life, and they're a little bit flat, they feel like, well, I'm just going through the motions here. I've got everything I ever wanted. I don't really have any other desires or dreams. And they just get into this idling mode in life. They kind of hit a plateau. Then the Nine of Water, with all her dreams and appreciation for what could be, can inspire the other person to really expand and to work on a new project and to start something else and to use these hard-earned skills and expertise in a way that actually empowers them. You know, it's like when you get a new hobby or you work on something that fascinates you and you're obsessed by it, and then suddenly you learn all about it. You know everything, how it works, how to get the best outcome, and then you get bored of it and you move on to the next thing. That's what you can avoid, because you can actually use your skills. I mean, if you learn about something and then you're like, okay, well, tick that box and move on, let me learn something completely different, then that's a bit of a waste, because you've got all these skills. If they're transferable, then great. But if you've learned about something very specific, and the fire then goes out, and it's like, well, okay, I don't know what that was about, let me move on to the next thing, then you're not using those skills and everything you've learned. So this is a day where you can continue to dream and to expand and to build on what you know already without kind of discarding any knowledge and really bringing everything back together. And the way they're facing, it kind of looks like a romantic relationship as well. So other people are going to be really important on this day, either to show you the love in something that you're doing, or to show you the practical skills of how to do a good job. And also it's a coming together of opposites, people who have different expertise and different experiences, and how they can come together and really support each other. So look around in your life. Who has your best interests at heart? Who listens to you? Who can support you? Who can show you the way forward? There's a lot of wisdom in other people today, and they're very likely to share it with you. Finally, the Five of Water. The Five of Water is a card usually that's about perspective. So 2 cups, the water is the Suit of Cups. 2 cups are usually knocked over and spilled, and 3 cups are in the background and they're still standing, or the other way around. 2 cups are standing and 3 have spilled. And it's a card that says, okay, something has happened here that doesn't make me feel great, but I can exercise some discipline and I can focus on either the 2 cups that I've still got, or I can focus on the thing that has gone missing, that has been lost. And here in this card, we've got kind of a mermaid in this shell, and we've got a little seahorse. So there's hope for the future, and there's playfulness and joy, but there's also a sense of, I need to protect myself. And the thing is, if you have this huge shell attached to you, then it's going to be much more difficult to move through the water. You're no longer the seahorse. So you can either focus on your security and what has gone missing, and that wouldn't benefit you because it drags you down, and it means you're not making the most of this new connection. Or you can focus on the good things that you still have, the playfulness, the hope for the future, the freedom and the ease of being that you can tap into. And you can kind of align yourself with the seahorse and say, I'm going to look at what's over the horizon. And that's what she's doing too. In this pose, she's not kind of looking down and saying, how am I going to land? She's saying, okay, despite everything I've picked up, all this baggage as such, I'm still looking to the future. I'm still trying to move ahead. So the important thing to choose is to look to the future and to say, of course, not everything has been ideal in my life. It's not ideal in anyone's life, but I can either be dragged down by it, or I can continue to be positive and hope for the future and move ahead. And if you choose the latter, moving forward, then you tap into the Nine of Water, your ability to manifest, and it meets some sort of practical, it gets to a practical point in your life where you can either translate those dreams into something real, or it's a relationship that instructs you and enchants you, and all the things I was talking about before. So the the perspective is really important, and that's the only pitfall of the day, that by focusing on the negative stuff, you can really drag yourself down and you're doing yourself a disservice. So use that kind of mental discipline that you do have to focus on the positives, to look up, to look ahead, and that's going to connect you with these things. Number-wise, we've got 9 and 7 is 16. And 5 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3 in numerology, and 3 is about communication and new beginnings. So the basis for this is to look at new beginnings and to look at what is possible and what potential is in your life. And then to open yourself up to new things, to communicate with courses or dreams or other people. And that's really going to facilitate this new connection that you make on this day, which is really enchanting and really brings about growth and hope and joy and love. So it looks really, really positive. I hope you have a fabulous day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.